Hi, and welcome to another Financial Planning Minute. My name is Pat Runyon. Today's subject is emergency funds. I know it's not the most exciting subject to talk about, but it really is the base of the financial planning pyramid. The reason we ask about emergency funds is because we don't know what the future holds. It's the same reasoning really behind why we buy life insurance or why we need disability insurance when we're working. We need to protect against the unexpected. So emergency funds allow us to know that if something were to happen to the funds that we have coming in every month, either through our retirement income or through our employment income, that we would be okay for a period of time. So let's take an example. I am the sole earner in my household, and I need to make sure that if I were to, God forbid, lose my job, that I have enough set aside in liquid cash that me and my family could meet our expenses for a period of time. So a lot of people will say, that's great. I know I need some money in the bank to make sure I can, meet my expenses in the short run, but how much is too much? And that's a really good question, particularly right now, because interest rates aren't very competitive as they have been maybe in the past. So there's no right answer to that question. Some people say 3 months, some people say 6 months. I think it really depends on how quickly, in all likelihood, you could replace that income stream that you may have lost. So for instance, if you were to be in a job that is really hard to replace, meaning that you have very unique skills, there's not a lot of positions that you may find or that may be open to meet your skill set, you'd likely want to have more in your emergency fund than less, maybe closer to a year, because it may take that long to find a new job. And for other folks, you may have very easily replaceable skills or may work in an industry that has a very low likelihood of layoffs. Therefore, you may be closer to 3 to 6 months and feel very comfortable with that. There is no one size fits all, but emergency funds are a trade-off. You are giving up the right to earn some money in order to make sure that that money is there when you need it. The other reasons you have this is maybe you don't have short-term disability at your work, and the first 3 to 6 months of a disability you may need to handle yourself. That's something you want to make sure of. Or there's money that you're setting aside for a particular goal, something like a purchase that you're likely to make. The one caveat that I would make there as I close is you want to make sure that you're not putting aside money for a particular goal and not also covering for the unexpected. So in closing, make sure you take a look at how much money you have in your emergency fund. If you haven't established one, I would make that your primary goal before moving on to things like retirement or saving for a home or whatever other goals that you have to save for in the short run. Emergency funds should be there to make sure that you can plan for the unexpected. Thanks, and see you next time.